Hello. Oop. We are live, day 5. I don't know why I put my earbuds in. Why did I do that? Now I feel like my voice is echoing in my head. Wait a second and see if we get anybody on here for me to talk to today. Day 5 of going live. Guess what? I'm going to go live again tomorrow. You know what? I've decided I'm not going to promise I'm going to go live on the weekends. If I do, it'll just be a bonus. Hey there. Welcome. If I go live on the weekends, it'll just be unexpected and a bonus, and I will continue to go live Monday through Friday. I think 2 o'clock is really working. Today, I got wrapped up in making a new recipe. I didn't get to get my meditation time in this morning, or this afternoon, so that's what I'm going to do as soon as I'm done here. I don't expect today to be too long. I have a couple ideas rolling around in my head. We'll see which one comes out. Okay, so let's see here. Oops, how did I do that? How did I do that? I'm on a green screen. Darn it. Let's see if I can fix it. Well, okay, so you get me without a filter today. This is so weird. How do I fix this? I swiped. I don't know how to unswipe it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't even know what I just did. Okay, so I love the quote that I made the title of today's live. It's always hard until it's easy. Because think about that. Like, it applies to so many things in life that we think are hard until we do them enough times and then they become easy. So one of the things that I see as common objections a lot when it comes to digital marketing is, I don't want to do all the tech stuff. I don't like all the tech. I don't want to do all the tech. And I was thinking, oh gosh, I can relate to this so much because I actually love technology when it works. I can get super frustrated. So I thought I would share a story with you. When I started doing my podcast, I think I was 51 when I started doing it. And so not part of the age where they grew up with computers in their hand. I think I remember the You Got Mail when I was probably late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around in there. So wasn't born with a computer in my hand like the kids are today. So, I love it when it's working, and I get frustrated really easy. So when I started doing my podcast, I bought a course online and learned how to do a podcast. But one of the suggestions from the lady who actually developed the course, hi everybody, welcome. One of the ladies who developed the program, she suggested that instead of taking on learning all these new skills at the same time, that you actually hire someone to do all the editing of your podcast. So I went on to Fiverr, found a guy who did a really great job on my podcast for a while. I don't remember the time frame. But he took off a couple of months at one point, and I had enough podcasts lined up that I had him do them ahead of time before he went on vacation. And then 1 week, as I'm getting ready to release the podcast, I noticed that he forgot to put the intro and the outro on that week's episode. And it was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days at the most before the podcast was supposed to air. And I panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. This is crazy. What am I going to do? I was like freaking out. And I thought, well, how hard can it be? How hard can this be? So I went in and, oh my gosh, you guys, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated. And I remember probably a lot of cuss words, because I can cuss like a sailor when I want to. I live with a blue collar worker, so he's taught me a lot of really fun swear words over the years. So I remember just getting really frustrated and having to walk away several times. And then after it was done, I was like, well, that wasn't that bad. So I'm going to try next week. So the next week's podcast was ready. I had done an interview and I was ready to add the intro and outro and send it off to him for editing. And I thought, well, what if I just tried this myself? And so I did it. And then the next week and the next week. And pretty soon I was saving myself $40 a podcast episode because I wasn't having to pay someone to edit my podcasts anymore. So then fast forward a little bit into the podcast, probably a year, the podcast platform that I was using offered to just upload your video into your audio track into YouTube. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool, but I didn't pay much attention to it, didn't do too much with it. And then one day I was on Instagram and I followed this guy who talked about podcasting a lot, and he talked about how powerful YouTube was for getting the word out there about your podcast. And so I thought, oh, well, my stuff is already there. So I went to YouTube and was looking at it. I was like, well, this looks horrible. Because there was, YouTube is very colorful. It's very, lots of graphics. And mine was just like the generic like podcast cover. And I wasn't getting a lot of listens on my podcast. And I thought, well, what if I jazzed it up a bit? So then I had to go through the whole process of learning how to export my audio into a video editing program, add a video and intro onto there, add a video outro onto there. And oh God, again, like I would spend like 3 or 4 hours just being so frustrated with this program until the day it just became like second nature. Like I could just, whip it out and get my podcast, on the platforms like Spotify and Apple and all that with ease, edit them myself, get it off to YouTube with ease. And it was like driving a car after a while, or like riding a bike. It's like you just get on it, you just go because you know what you're doing. But I do want to show you guys just a little sneak peek, and I'm going to take this phone off of my phone holder here real quick. I want to show you guys, if your biggest concern about getting into digital marketing is tech, I want to show this to you real quick. So this is inside of the program. And this is what she calls the Freedom Machine. This is all of the modules that she does to help you get everything set up. I'm trying to scroll down, and that's it. Those are all the modules. It's like literally I just had my iPad and my laptop, and it's like someone sitting right next to you just holding your hand the entire time. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me get that back up there. Or maybe I'll just hold it. So it's literally like someone is holding your hand the entire time, walking you through every single step. Don't let tech be the reason that's holding you back. So, if you are just like, if you want to go into retirement, if you're my age and retirement is looming and you want to go into retirement like with a nice big chunk, a nest egg, you're going to need to learn some skills that'll help make that whole thing easier. One of my big things is I don't want debt. When we go into retirement, I want no debt. And because I left my corporate job about 6 years ago, I have not been able to contribute as much as I wanted to over the past 6 years. And now I'm like, whoa, it's coming. Retirement's coming. And I want to learn some skills that give me the opportunity to do some serious money here that will help contribute to our financial picture, to all of our financial goals. We have been talking about, one of our biggest goals is to travel for like the first 10 years after we retire. We just want to go all these places. We were taking vacations about twice a year when the kids were younger. We would go on, like, my husband's birthday is Memorial Day weekend and mine's Labor Day weekend, and we would plan 2 trips, one to include the kids and one was more of an adult trip. And we just life has just gotten in the way, and we've stopped doing some of the things that we were doing, having some of the fun we were having. And we've moved a couple of times in the past couple of years, and like literally I feel like we got some catching up to do. So that's why I got into this. I know that there are many other people that are probably in the same boat where you're seeing like inflation and healthcare costs and the cost of groceries just continuing to rise. And you're starting to say, wow, are we really as prepared as we want to be? Is, that retirement fund as good as it can be, or can we do something a little bit more as we head in? So anyways, I didn't really have a lot to talk about today. That was it. I just wanted to address, the fact that we can make things, much harder in our minds than what they really are in reality. Because I know y'all are going to remember, like, when the VCR came out, no one knew how to program their VCR. And then, over time, we just got used to our VCR. And then the CD, the DVD players, and AOL and the internet and everything in life when it comes to tech feels so overwhelming and hard when we first start. And once you get used to it, it's just, like I said, riding a bike or driving a car, like, it's just becomes so habitual. It just becomes something that you can just do without, like, almost not even thinking about it. So don't let that be the thing that holds you back from digital marketing. And like I said, I am going to personally mentor anyone who joins me between now and July 1st, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and I can kind of like help you get some of those early hiccups out of the way. The program is amazing, so I won't be helping you with any of that. This is more of like the everyday stuff, and just someone that you can check in with, and someone that's going to hold you accountable to keep going, right? All right, that is it. So tomorrow's Friday. I will be live at 2 again tomorrow. Let me know if you have questions I can answer, or if you have a specific topic you'd like me to talk about. Remember, I've started my YouTube channel. It's at Terry Kellums. Go over there and subscribe so I can start going live on YouTube. Basically let me know what kind of questions I can answer for you guys. I wish you could see my screen. Like, all of you guys are like jumbled up down at the bottom. So if you have questions, I can't see them. You'll have to put them in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. If you've been following me live for the last 5 days and you're like, okay, I'm ready to do this thing, comment ready, and I would be happy to send you over this blueprint, this proven blueprint that gives you a 2-hour workday, automated, done for you. It's amazing. Let me know if I can help. All right, see you tomorrow.